We are going to provide, in a very limited way, some discretion. And let me tell you some examples of what that might be. If someone were to come in and they obviously were of an age well beyond 35, 50, 60, 70 years old, and if for whatever reason they are, I didn't bring my ID today, or I don't have my ID, we'll make some provisions for that. But we'll also explain that the next time they come in, we would like to see their ID. There's really not too many real exceptions in this case. There's going to be kind of a learning curve. It goes into effect on July 1st, and there's going to be a learning curve. We're going to put information out on the stores and on the counters with signs to let people know that it's coming and the rationale for it. But we expect, that there are going to be some instances, at least early on, where people are just, going to forget about it. Non-U.S. citizens. Right now, if you look like you're over 35 years old, you don't have to have an ID. We'll sell you, whatever you come in for. Question is, what type of ID now are we going to require of them? Whether they be green cards, or whether it be some form of government-issued ID, or whether it be a passport. We have to just make sure that we accommodate, people who are legitimately purchasing and who are of age to buy, products in our stores. So that's how we plan on rolling it out. We want to train our staff to make sure that the policy is that everyone who walks in to buy something is ID'd, and with very few exceptions, and we'll train them on what those exceptions might be. But again, it's to protect our employees and protect our customers from having people walk out of there being served if they're underage.
Are you hoping this inspires other businesses to follow your lead?
Yeah, and vice versa. I mean, I'm inspired by the fact that we have our own licensees that we service. Many of them already do that. They already, it's mandatory carding for anyone and everyone that walks in, and same with beer and wine stores that are our customers. They do the same thing. So yeah, I'm inspired by them hopefully as much as they might be inspired by us, and hopefully it'll also cause others who may not do this to understand the rationale behind it. It's not to inconvenience people. That's clearly not the intent. Or it's not to insult people. And I think that some of the older people who have called up and have complained about this, complain about it, and is an inconvenience and somewhat of an insult. Look, do I look like I'm 35? It's not the point. It's no different than walking up to a TSA agent in the airport and saying, I don't have my ID. Do I really need my ID? Do I look like a terrorist? What's the TSA's response going to be? Yes, you need your ID. It's there to protect that person as well as the other people who are going on that airplane. It's the same thing in our case. We just want to not provide a level of subjectivity and discretion to our employees when it comes down to something that important, where in fact you might insult somebody by not IDing them or by IDing them. So we just want to take that away.